Hello, colleagues. Greetings from Songdo, South Korea. My name is Yeonji Kim. I am Evaluation Uptake Specialist at the Green Climate Fund's Independent Evaluation Unit, GCF IEU. I'm very happy to join you for this event on country platforms and lessons learned from evaluations. I would like to share with you some lessons learned from GCF IEU's evaluations on country ownership as well as country platforms. The GCF IEU recently conducted an independent evaluation of GCF's country ownership approach. This evaluation was really timely because it informed the process of updating the GCF's country ownership guidelines. And one of the key conclusions from this evaluation was that country ownership in GCF remains rather uneven, and it is largely procedural only. That is because GCF support mainly focuses on discrete processes rather than the development of strong national institutions and coordination systems long-term. As such, country ownership in GCF has not yet matured into a sustained system of national leadership and coordination. In this context, the GCF IEU's 2025 evaluation on country ownership recommends that institutions building should become the cornerstone of GCF's country ownership approach going forward. The GCF board and the secretariat should set up clear expectations for national institutions in country ownership and also provide long-term readiness resources with a special urgency and considerations given to the particularly vulnerable countries. Now, in this broader discussion about country ownership, we can also think of country platforms as one such institution that can be built for better and enhanced country ownership and leadership. Having said that, let me briefly talk to you about what GCF is doing to enable and support country platforms. So the GCF provides end-to-end support for country platforms. There is the Readiness and Preparatory Support Program, RPSP, grants that countries can utilize to set up and launch a country platform, including setting up of an operational secretariat within the country platform. And then there is the PPF, Project Preparation Facility, and PPF resources can be utilized to develop a strong project pipeline. And then, of course, GCF provides catalytic concessional financing, financial instruments that countries can access to implement the projects and to mobilize further financial resources for implementation and also for monitoring. Now, GCF has recently shifted its approach from the more country program-based approach to supporting country platforms more actively. And at this COP30 in Belém, the GCF is actually celebrating the successful launch of several country platforms, including Brazil's Climate and Ecological Transformation Investment Platform, known as BIP, as well as South Africa's Water Reuse Program, WRP. In particular, the Brazilian country platform, BIP, GCF's readiness funding is being used to develop a fully operational secretariat for the platform. And for the South Africa's Water Reuse Program, WRP, GCF's Project Preparation Facility, PPF resources have been utilized to set up this sectoral platform for the country. All right, so whether a country program or a country platform, we have to remember that they are still tools and mechanisms that can help strengthen country ownership and leadership. However, the effectiveness of country platforms has yet to be fully demonstrated. So perhaps this is one area that the 4 climate funds can work on jointly to objectively investigate the effectiveness of country platforms in the climate finance landscape. The GCF IEU conducted many independent evaluations about GCF, of course, and here are the most relevant lessons when it comes to country platforms. Again, country platforms are not and cannot be a cure for all. They still have limitations because they are mechanisms for coordination rather than long-term programming or prioritization tools. And country platforms, yes, they have been a positive development in many countries in many aspects, but still they are voluntary and they are not consistently applied. When thinking about country platforms, stakeholders should ensure that they are not donor-driven merely, and they are not a tick box exercise. And the scope of the country platform should be realistic with context, with the specific needs and conditions of the country, as well as capacity. Country platforms must empower national actors and leverage any existing climate coordination systems or sectoral platforms in the countries, because only then truly it will be about national capacity and country ownership and leadership. And the country platforms must embed results frameworks and learning loops, feedback loops, so that it's not just about project development, but it also covers project implementation, monitoring, and learning as well. Also, importantly, country platforms should facilitate a whole of government and a whole of society approach to climate finance planning. By a whole of government approach, we mean that it's crucial to have the country platform in core government institutions with the inclusion of finance or planning ministries, because such anchoring would enable legitimacy and foster cross-sector coordination and high investor confidence. In terms of a whole of society approach, we mean that country platforms must go beyond just national or environmental agencies, but they must include subnational and local actors, as well as civil society and private sector actors, so that this arrangement builds legitimacy and implementation capacity. So these are the lessons learned from the previous GCF IEU evaluations. They're most relevant to country platforms and country ownership, and I hope these are useful to the discussion that will follow. And so I'll stop here and I'll hand it back to the moderator in Belém. Over to you.